when they do that. So we're trying to cover the park and protect the town from any potential liability.
So is this only for hard liquor, or is this for anything, beer, wine?
We're primarily looking at it as hard liquor, okay, and there are a number of hard liquor events.
Good. Insurance policy on the next page, where you're changing at the mansion, if you're going to serve alcohol, it's a $2 million liability versus the current $1 million liability. If it's without alcohol, there's no change.
Right.
Same at the pavilion. Now, how can you have with alcohol in the fields if we can't serve alcohol in the fields?
I'm sorry, that's just an anomaly. That'll be taken out.
All right.
Now, wait, Mr.
Yep.
Mr. Nowotny and
Yes,
Supervisor, the insurance requirement for Crawford Park for functions serving alcohol still does not apply to individual party holders, correct?
As of right now, no. I mean, we're using the alcohol license as our weapon of choice there. The reality is you could insist on them getting a rider, for example, an event rider, which would cost them about $30 to $40 in the market.
In other words, the insurance requirement does not apply to individuals who host a party.
Applies like a corporation
Yeah.
or not?
Well, also the not-for-profits, which do a lot of fundraising events that have alcohol.
Okay.
Just to be consistent, the fields under the insurance requirement, it would just take out the $2,000 liability.
Yeah, the $2 million, right.
I'm sorry, the $2 million. Sorry.
No.
Done.
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right, now here's the big issue for the...
Before I just one question
Okay.
about the alcohol. I mean, rather than the inconvenience to the staff of trying, if ultimately they would to try and police an individual insurance requirement, is there any way the town could sort of do it for people and you just add the cost? What you say is $30, $40 to the price of the rental. Now we are more covered.
We can have that answer for you for the next meeting if you wanted to push this item aside for that moment. I think the added cost may become a problem, but let me ask our insurers. Let's see what they say.
Thanks.
I like that idea, actually. Councilman Gelfarb, we can do it. It works. All right, now the regular events. This is, you're right, absolutely right, Councilwoman Mendocino. This is where we, was the principal thing that we were taking up. So the cost of the mansion is $575 for 5 hours today, $110 per added hour, $150 security deposit. The staff proposal is $750 for 5 hours, $150 for each additional hour, and $250 security deposit. Now, what does the board think of that? Well, I can kick it off. I think it's too high. It's too big a change.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting in an election year, and I'm joking.
Exactly.
I'm joking. I think that between $650 and $700 is what I'm thinking.
Well, I like the idea of the discount. Maybe add the coupled with a discount, I don't think a raise is so terrible.
What discount are you talking about?
Well, the 20% from Monday to Thursday. I mean, you really that way you're charging the most when it's the most in demand.
If the board wants to go to the $750, that's fine. I don't have a strong view one way or another.
Bishop, can you just enlighten us give us some examples of what others are charging once again?
Yeah, I think in your packet, for example, and I only because it's easy and it's sort of directly comparable, you can take a look at the Village of Rye Brook for the Pasilipo Center. All right, they have a whole series of charges, but to give you an example, they have all right, let's start at the top. The multi-purpose room without the kitchen, you will get it for $350 if you're a resident, $450 if you're a non-resident. That's up to 2 hours. If you want to go up to 4 hours, it's $550 if you're a resident and $650 if you're a non-resident.
So pretty much the room with the kitchen is $650.
Right, and $750 if you're a non-resident, and that's for 4 hours. We're talking 5 hours. So we're kind of in the ballpark. I think you also have the City of Rye. We did. Hang on a second. I think the City of Rye is there. They have a multi-purpose room.
Okay,
4 hours of use is $550 to $675.
We got to.
Okay.
So,
Well, if we're looking, Mr. Supervisor, is suggesting that the 750 becomes 700, or are you thinking with the 20% discount for the Monday to Thursday events that differential helps?
I'd make it 700. That's what I would do. And the 20%
Consensus?
discount.
700. Okay.
Going once?
And you're okay with a 20% discount
Yes.
during the week? We're
Yes.
trying to push some of the business away from the weekend?
Yep.
Okay.
Except holidays.
Except holidays.
Okay, so then my only question is, well, how does that conflict with like camp and the summer stuff that goes on?
Well, if I could clarify that, because, one of the things we do is we do provide priority scheduling for the municipalities. Because we know when those things run. They run on a regular schedule.
Time out.
Yes, sir.
The discount wouldn't apply to the holidays because we're looking to, our policy is not to have events there on holidays.
No, we struck that already. That's why we didn't cover it.
Where did that come from? I didn't see that struck.
That should have been crossed out on your
It's
packet. I apologize.
Okay.
All right. Beautiful. Okay, the pavilion. We're going to go to $75 per hour, 3-hour minimum. That sounds fine to me. Versus $170 flat fee right now at $25 per hour.
Yeah, it works out to a very nominal
Right?
increase.
Okay. Does anybody on the board have any objection to the proposed change?
No.
All right. And then the fields, we're talking about $30 per hour, 2-hour minimum, no deposit. And I think what we are contemplating there is the not-for-profits would come in at half price. Is that correct?
Well, that's what we would propose, yes.
But we'll have a liaison with to finalize that.
Exactly.
One other quick
And
question.
they're currently not paying anything.
Yeah,
right?
all of these things that you're talking about now are for-profit people, meaning
Right.
private individuals or
That
groups.
are residents of the town.
That are
right?
residents of the town, absolutely. There is that's a line we try not to cross.
Did we, I don't see it here, I don't even know if we've discussed it, but that alcohol cannot be sold on the property.
That's in the contract
That's it,
document that we have.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
That's the other when he takes the firstborn.
yeah. Okay.
Now, Bishop, someone mentioned that the cost of running the park was somewhere, averages like $41, $65 an hour. I heard a couple of different figures mentioned. If we're charging $30 an hour for a field, we're actually losing money on renting that out?
Field grounds, for example, if you're looking at grounds on a 16-hour day,
$5.
$25.87 goes up to $34.49 if you're considering a 12-hour day. So we're in the ballpark. We're plus or minus. Again, I think the supervisor stated it. We're not trying to make a profit here.
Right.
What we're trying to deal with is trying to regularize this so that there's a bit of fairness on the table.
Good. Unless anybody has any event tent comments or wedding comments, I'd like to make a motion we approve the new fee charges as amended.
Wait.
Can I just clarify something?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
I know it's not.
There'll be a chance for public comment in a second. We had a public hearing. Well, I'm not going to.
There's a page 3 that you're not adopting this evening, but I just
Right.
want to make sure that if you're adopting a policy, I know the intent is that it's not applicable to municipal events, anything on page 3. So to the extent there is any program currently in force and effect that might be inconsistent with anything on page 1 and 2 for whatever reason, whether it be a program, a recreational program, even though I don't think anything goes beyond Thanksgiving or before April 1st. I want to make sure that the intent is not to have an adverse impact until
Help
the
me.
municipalities sit down and
Well,
discuss
help me
this.
understand what you're talking. Do you have something in mind?
No, I don't. I just want to make sure on the record that this is a policy. I don't think there are any inconsistencies at all. I know that the fees are for regular use, not for municipal use or for not-for-profits. I just want to make, for the record, that statement.
We, sat down with a number of the users of the park. For example, we sat down with Rybrook Youth Soccer. I know we talked to Portchester Soccer as well, and sat down.
But you haven't sat down with the Village of Rybrook.
I understand. So what I'm
But yeah,
trying to
that's
do
all
is
I'm
give you
saying.
some comfort in saying that, as far as I know, no one is going to be in the categories you described adversely affected.
I just want to clarify that to make sure that there's just nothing inconsistent when we sit down and discuss this. That's all. Because I just want to clarify that on behalf of the Village of Rybrook. Obviously, I can't speak for Portchester or for
Sure.
Rhinebeck.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, Mr. Rigo.
Thank you for letting me speak
Sure.
again.
Yep.
The reason why I wanted to come back up is you did bring up information. It would have been more helpful if that was done
Sure.
beforehand.
Okay.
You talked about liquor licensing and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that New York State Liquor Authority? So how could you supersede them?
We can not allow it at all.
You could ban alcohol. in
Well,
the
I'm
park.
asking a question because
Well, let's okay, sir,
that's all I'm asking. I'm just asking a question on that. Because New York State regulates liquor licenses and things like that. And if you...
So I guess, Mr. Rigo, it's a very good question. The town attorney is telling
No,
us...
it's our park, so we can adopt a policy that if you're going to rent our park, you have to abide by our policy, and if the policy is you can't sell alcohol, then they have to abide by the policy.
Understandable, but doesn't it, what I'm saying is that once you become the agent that gives the license, are you now opening up a Pandora's box that you are now liable for anybody that
No,
drinks
I
in
mean,
there?
they sign waivers, and we're, like I said, we're not selling alcohol. But
I'm just a question
It's a very fair question. I think
on that.
town attorney, Noto, you're...
absolutely ban alcohol at the park.
But
I
so, but
understand
you're,
that. I'm
but you're
asking a question.
Goldie, I know you're not.
I'm asking a question, that's all I'm asking.
okay. Yep.
That's the one.
Yeah, the SLA just has a difference. They license the sale. We're really kind of enacting a license as to how you can, quote, give it away.
Understandable, but when somebody goes to your wedding, gets really tanked and leaves that property, does the town of Rye become liable for that person drinking that property if you're the
They have to
licensor?
give us insurance, first of all. They have insurance.
Well, if I went to an event,
Well, I think
and
Mr.
that's all,
Rigo...
I'm just asking a question because
Very,
you
Mr.
open it
Rigo...
up, because if I drive out of there and I drank over there and I got in an accident off that property or in that property, who becomes liable for that property?
There is no question that somebody would probably sue just about everybody, meaning the sponsor of the event.
Everybody sues anybody, but
Yeah.
once you
Yeah, the Village
become a
of Rybrook
licensor,
would get sued because the park is in the building. So what we do is require a insurance policy that indemnifies the town, so that if something happens like that, we're covered.
but that's you to me. Now, what if Mr. Gelfart drank at your party and he got in the
Saying,
accident?
if I'm the sponsor of the party, I'm responsible for him. So if he gets out of control and does something stupid, then it's my responsibility.
Okay.
As the sponsor of the party.
Because
In a way, it's
alcohol-
not so different than how it is now.
Right.
Obviously, people are aware
Well,
that liquor
you're
is
setting new policies,
distributed.
and this is one that,
No, I don't think
This is
a new
more
policy.
restrictive.
Yeah.
great, it's great, maybe not have alcohol at all, that's fine too. That was one, and then, you said earlier that you would sit down with the municipalities and have liaisons. Crawford's been here for 35 years, these policies have been going on for the last 20-plus different administrations. Is it that much of a rush tonight to pass something, or could you hold up at least one more month and let Mr. Gelfart and whoever is going to be the liaison to Portchester sit down with those other two boards? Because right now you're talking about time limits too, as far as your program's going. That affects Rybrook residents and the police department. Because
Well-
I know the police department gets a lot of calls for loud noises and things like that. They might have information that would be beneficial to you to make a more educated
Yeah,
policy.
I think that what we've done here tonight, and this is the third time we've discussed this policy, and there was we wanted to take a step forward this evening And the step forward this evening is to apply these new fees to the for-profit or individuals who don't fall into the category of either being a municipality or not-for-profits, where it's it requires more work. So I expect that the board tonight is going to approve these. Now, if we've discovered in the next month or two that something we've done makes absolutely no sense, then there's absolutely no difficulty in reversing what we've done. But I'm confident that the board tonight is going to, for example, propose a new fee of $700 to rent the mansion.
That's fine, Mr. Carter. I'm just, for both communities, that they have a fair shot giving you
Oh yeah,
their input
that I can assure.
Or it can change in the
Sure.
meantime. That's all. That's
No,
what
that I can assure you. That each of the Village of Rybrook, the Village of Portchester, in fact, the Rhinebeck section of Mamaroneck just doesn't happen to use the park because it's not close. Each of the public officials will be consulted in fact, probably more than they want. They'll consult it, sit down, and I'm very confident agree on a policy that makes sense for them and for us.
Okay, that was the question. Thank you very
Thank you so much, Mr. Rigo. Anybody other questions from the public? Come on, Goldie. No, I'm just giving you a hard time. Come
Okay,
on.
listen very carefully. If you all have children, you've got to protect them. Okay? Not if they're little, but when they get into a teenage sense. As a nurse who worked in the school 17 and a half years, and an American Red Cross nurse 49 years, and on the disaster team for Westchester County on this end, I have seen all kinds of things that have to do with alcohol. Alcohol is the worst drug in the nation, okay? And all municipal property should not allow alcohol on municipal property. We have a lot of teenagers and high school students that are drinking at parties. We just lost one that was 21 years old that I knew from Holy Rosary and the high school. Why? Because she was in a car with someone who was driving, who was drunk. Okay? I don't believe that alcohol should be served at any municipal property. We have to protect our children. We have to protect those that are not driving drunk or getting drunk and have abuse and everything else that goes with it. We have to show our children that we know that there are certain things that are no good that we will not approve of. Okay? We have to set an example for our kids. And you are government, and you have to represent the taxpayer. You have to protect us. You have to protect your children. We can't allow alcohol at any event that goes on in a municipal property. I have the problem now at Oakland Beach, and I've had that for years, and now you're talking about events at Crawford Park. I'm sorry, we can't do that. We have to protect our kids. We have to protect ourselves. And I only ask you, please, I'm not interested in you have insurance policies or whatever else. There has to be somebody from the police department or a detective there to make sure that it's not being served at any of those. We're not selling. We don't have to worry about selling. We have to worry about somebody bringing the bottle in and sharing it and drinking alcohol. I don't think that's fair. I'm sorry. So you better reconsider what you're saying. Lawyers, I know that you have those problems and you get them every once in a while. But you have to remember we have to protect everybody. And alcohol cannot be served at municipal property. Policemen are on the streets, and they stop people who are driving erratically because they are DWI'd. Why should we allow it in a municipal property in which the taxpayers fund? The taxpayers fund. We can't have that. We've got to protect everybody, especially our children.
Thank you, Goldie, for your remarks. Any other comments from the public on this? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the tariff changes for for-profit organizations as amended?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Gelfarb,
Aye.
Mendocino,
Aye.
Nyors,
Aye.
Villanova,
Yes.
Fargo.
Okay, yes, okay.
Mr. Supervisor and Mr. Noto, does it benefit us to then maintain a public hearing possibly for next month to address the additional items, or
Why
are
don't
we...
you wait till the, why don't you wait till the liaison, you have to appoint a liaison to Portchester.
Right, so,
And then after they
into
meet,
not-for-profits,
maybe you
yeah.
should come back
So, just exactly,
So we'll leave the public hearing open,
and- No, you.
no, we already closed it.
but
We don't need a public hearing anymore. We can go back, we can
we go back?
we can create a new public hearing if we want, yeah.
No, public meeting, yeah, absolutely.
The liaison to Portchester's, who on the board would like to be our liaison to Portchester? And we need a liaison for the not-for-profits. Bill, you want to be Portchester or Bob? Michelle, you want to be not-for-profit liaison?
Michelle should be one.
I mean, I'll help
Do
with
we need a
Michelle.
liaison? Does liaison have to be a board
I'd rather
member?
do Portchester than not-for-profits.
Okay, Michelle, there you go. Who wants
No
to be
offense to the not-for-profits, I just...
Who wants to be a not-for-profit
I
liaison?
have such a big heart, I'd want everyone to have
Huh?
everything.
Bob?
Billy?
Bob?
Billy?
Wait, who did our
And I'll
ethics?
do it. Maybe we could just have the meetings together with Rybrook and not
Beautiful.
profits.
Great.
We'll try and do that.
All
at
right,
the same time.
fantastic. Now, we have some people have been waiting. Thank you, Mr. Gelfart. We've been waiting to have, some people waiting for executive session patiently
Negotiation.
on a contract negotiation. So can I get a motion to go to an executive? I apologize to the public, but we're going to need 15, 20 minutes for a contract negotiation
10 Pearl.
for 10 Pearl Street. So can I get a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay.
Gelfarb,
But-
Mendocino, Nyors.
I guess where we, yes, we are. Yeah.
Don't move, Goldie. Stay tuned. Just not take all night.
Thank you very much. We had a cake in there. We had a cake in there. All right.
was buying.
Sorry, Tom, yeah. Okay, so do I need, what do we got to do? Come back out of executive session?
Yeah.
Can I get a motion to come back out of executive session?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay, Gelfarb.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
I apologize again to the people in the public who've had to sit here and wait. Usually we try and get things ahead of time, but these gentlemen have been waiting because of our public hearings went over, so I apologize. Okay. Any comments on the minutes from the last meeting? If not, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Okay. The departmental reports are in our packet. Is there anything of substance, anything different from what we usually hear?
No.
Okay. These are available to the public unless somebody really wants to.
Motion
know how
to
much
accept
money-
the Departmental reports.
Second? Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay. Comments from the public?
Yeah.
Goldie,
I thought you were going to do these others before.
we just went straight through those.
Boy, that was quick.
We are very efficient and quick here.
Okay, now, Joe, let me tell you something. I know you,
It's his birthday, don't give him a hard
I
time.
know. Besides, happy birthday, because he's a supervisor of the town of Rye. He has to hear us, and so do you. Okay? One of the problems, I'm here representing a lot of people in Portchester. Portchester is a low-income to a middle-income community, and we have more off the tax rolls between the nonprofit corporates and the municipal property. We can't take our high taxes, and our taxes are killing us right now because all the surrounding communities are using everything that's off the tax rolls in Portchester. The library, the post office, Carver Center, Knights of Columbus, American Legion. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. We have more religion off the tax rolls than any other village our size. We are getting killed. We're in a recession, depression. People are losing their homes. They've closed their businesses on Main Street. They've lost their jobs. There's just too much off the tax rolls. We're getting killed. you have to understand that because we're a low income to a middle income